Hey everybody, and welcome back. Alright, well, we're still in limbo a bit, but things are moving forward. I know my engine parts are on their way, so hopefully they'll be there during the course of this week. It's Tuesday. So I did all my errands yesterday. I spent a little bit of money, not a lot actually. You may have seen me in the past using the wheel stand that I made actually out of a swinging arm, and it works alright, but it's a bit awkward. So I bought this one so I can do this. Alright, still no tyres available for this. I know the rim is going to be a while, the back rim, so we're still on hold for that, although it did say in stock, and they have charged me, so maybe it's on its way, I don't know. I haven't noticed an email about with a tracking number or anything. So what else is happening? Well, frames at Sandblasters, and actually he might even do it today. So if I can get it back tomorrow, Wednesday, I can do the painting on Thursday. Speaking of paint, we have just a backstory if you like. We have two major do-it-yourself companies, I guess, in the US, Lowe's and Home Depot. And I was in Lowe's, I got the 1-inch hole saw, so we'll do that today. And I was looking in the paint, there's a paint here called Rust-Oleum, which, as the name suggests, is one of those you sort of slap on over anything. Well, they do a hammered finish, and they do silver. And they had it in aerosol, which I don't want. They also had it in, I think, quartz. Well, they had brown, black, all sorts of colours in quartz, but of course they didn't have silver. So I thought I'd check online, and it said they stocked it at the other place, Home Depot. There is a Home Depot just down the road from Lowe's, and it said they had 4 quarts of the silver. So when I go down to get the frame, I don't think there's going to be a rush to buy silver hammer enamel paint. I will get a quart and we'll see what that's like, and I might be able to paint it exactly the way it should be. Otherwise I was just going to do it in metallic silver. Alright, so what else is happening? So, as I say, Steam Shop's back, so at some point in the near future we'll be able to get that barrel looked at and order a piston. And I'll true this up ready, put the new wheel bearings in. I thought I was going to have to make, it's got sort of 2 cone shaped things to you know, make it universal fit on a number, and without the bearings in it would go one side, but the other side wasn't big enough. So I thought, oh, I'll make 2 new ones of these. And then I thought to myself, no, wait a minute, why don't I just put the old bearings back in just while I true it, and then, because I didn't want to put the new ones in and knock them out again, because these things are always made for sort of modern bikes that have a wheel spindle that comes out, not a captive one. So anyway, I'm all ready to do that, so I can do that. I can press on sandblasting the bits and pieces I didn't take the sandblasters. What I've done is I've changed the media in the blaster. I've taken the glass bead out and put what's known as black diamond. It's like, I think it's ground up slag from the steelworks. So that's a lot more abrasive and it takes the paint off and everything like that. Because you can use an awful lot of glass bead to get paint off, particularly if it's a little bit hard. It breaks up the glass bead and in no time at all it's just powder, and then it doesn't work. So what else is happening? Nothing. Basically nothing whatsoever. So for this week we can get the sprocket done, which is next to nothing. We can probably get the paint done, which you won't see apart from that, because as you know I don't do paint videos. And if the parts come for the engine, we'll start doing the engine. I'm almost half thinking if this stuff doesn't come soon, we'll pull the B40 engine out and strip that ready, because I'm going to do that B40 and the other Greeves as the next project. and when everything arrives this one will go together really quickly. So we might do that and make it sort of, instead of 2 video projects, we'll just make it 1 video project, Greeves / Greeves BSA. Okay, so let's go and go over to the mill and get these holes cut. Right, well, before I put the hole saw in, I was thinking about this method I got for clamping it. And I thought, well, okay, that'll stop it moving around. But I'll be putting a lot of pressure on these sides when I do the holes. So what I've done is, these are 1/4 inch holes. So I've got some 1/4 inch bolts. And what I'm doing is I've got 2 nuts. Hang on, let me put a nut on and I will simulate what's going to happen. So I put it through, then put the nut on the other side. Then I can use this like a jack. See, I put this all the way down to the bottom, bring this nut up until we're snug under there, and then tighten the top nut down onto it. And it's going to be, as I say, like a little jack under each one. So it'll keep it all nice and firm. So let me do that and put the hole saw in. Now we're all set. You have to excuse me if you hear some chewing noises, but I'm eating licorice. I love licorice. Got the new hole saw in. Probably could have used a bigger one, but anyway, I got it set. So the hole's going to be 1/2 inch from the teeth and 1/2 inch from the centre here. So I probably could have gone 1.25 inches, but never mind. This is fine. As I say, I don't know how long before we actually replace this. Got all my little jacks in. I'm going to try this stuff, ankle loop. A couple of machining people I watch on YouTube use it, say it's good, so I bought some. It's a cutting stuff. We'll see what it's like. Alright, let's get ourselves to A. Hang on, safety glasses, safety glasses. Let's get ourselves to a moderate speed. I've got you on the wrong side there really, but never mind. Whoops. Yeah, hang on, let me move you. There, now I can get it everything, I think. I've set this, by the way, so that I won't go through and hit the rotary table. Should have bought the little thing, that little tub, so I could put it on with a brush. Wow, this is hard alloy. It is alloy, isn't it? Hold on a second. Yeah, of course it is. But you start second guessing yourself when things don't go the way you expect. My God. Use some ordinary cutting oil so I can keep plenty on it. Good grief. It hasn't come through yet. Let me put a little clamp on here to stop that ringing. Right, we'll try again. And just in case you're wondering, I'm not doing this to pad the video out. Well, that, mind you, it's thick. That is really something. Right, now what I'm going to do next is take that down there. That's definitely through. And what we're going to do, you can't see me doing this, but I'm moving the quill stop up so I don't have to worry about going through. Just screwing it up a bit more. Alright, that's number one done, and that didn't serve any purpose at all. So let's unlock the table, the rotary table that is, and go around 30 degrees. Some backlash on this table. Right, 30 degrees. Hang on. Hold on. Maybe I don't know how to use this rotary table after all. Alright. Hang on. One complete revolution is 4 degrees, and I did actually find a little marking on there that says that. You know, I hate that. Everybody says. It's not says, it says. So anyway, the only way I could do it was, I thought, okay, I know where 90 degrees is going to be. So I wound it round, and sure enough it came to where it was. So it's back to where it should be, with 30 degrees on. If we're 30 degrees on, we are now going to be approximately round about an inch between holes. I think that's good. So I'm not going to force you to watch me doing this. It's obviously quite painful and boring. So let me drill another 11, well, cut another 11 holes. And there we go, at last. 12 holes. Even when I was using the deburring tool, this stuff is really hard. 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. Evenly spaced. Isn't that a clever machine? Alright, actually it's time for me to go and have something to eat, so I'll see you shortly. Alright, so the week flies by. Been and got the frame, as you can see. Really nice job he does of it. And you can see here, everything is bronzed on this. I also got the hammered silver. Now then, the one thing about it is, hammerite I used to thin with acetone. This, it says don't thin it with acetone. Where are we? Thinning is not normally required. For air spray, thin up to 1.5 or 1.5 to 2 pints per gallon. Do not thin with gasoline, lacquer thinner, turpentine, etc. But it mentions here, where is it? I've lost it. Okay, here it is. Stir thoroughly. If thinning is necessary, thin material only with xylol, i.e. xylene. And of course they didn't have any xylene there. I went to another place, they didn't have any there. But I'm pretty sure they've got it in a little town called Dryden. In their sort of hardware type shop. So I'll get some of that tomorrow. Right, so as is par for the course with this bike, I thought, great, I went and got this yesterday, I'll paint it. And then I thought, I can't paint it because I want to do different footrests. I don't want, excuse me, these nasty little things on. We're going to put some proper folding type footrests on. So that means welding a plate on. So obviously I didn't want to paint it and then start welding. And I didn't have any footrests, so I phoned my friend Mike, made sure he had some, and I said, right, I'll come and get them. And then in the time I was getting ready, I thought, no, I can't weld the footrest plates on like this, because you may remember that footrest folds backwards. So although it folds backwards, but it's horizontal, so the actual mounting piece has to be at an angle. So you've got to have the frame, the bike sitting on its wheels to know what angle to put that mounting on to get the footrest level. So I can't do that yet. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the swinging arm in, and we're going to put the forks in, and we're going to use one of the old suspension units at each end so I can get this set up as it will be. Now, hang on, I'm going to leave you again for a second, but I'm not going far, don't worry. I obviously don't have the wheels ready, but what I have, I made a pair of these. I think this is for the front wheel, and there's a wider pair for the back wheel. They're 13 inches to the wheel spindle, which is just the right size for, as you know, a 21 inch wheel with a trials tyre on and an 18 with a 4-inch trials tyre on. So I didn't want to bang the, excuse me again, I didn't want to be banging new bearings in and having to do all sorts of masking. So what I just turned up was 2 of these. So this is, the OD is the same as the OD of the bearing and the ID is the same. So that'll just, and I made them a loose fit, that'll slot on there, one for the top, and then, well actually there is the top. Then I can just drop them on and they'll position it the way it would be if the bearings were on. So let me put that together and then we'll see about working out where these plates should be and make them. And then tomorrow I'll get footrest hangers, we'll weld them on, and then I can paint all this, and then hopefully by then the engine stuff should be here. Right, so I've got the swinging arm in and put a suspension unit on. As always with older bikes, as you've seen over the years, because when I go to put this through, it wouldn't go through from that side, it goes through from this side. I had to tap it and it doesn't quite line up with this hole. Everything, particularly with trials bikes, twists. So I've already put one in the bottom of those. Should go. Come on, things, get goes in there like thusly. That goes in there. I haven't put the things back in there. We don't. Even the yoke's back to front. I never noticed that. Oh, stop moving about. Stay lined up. Another 3-handed job. Wonder if that'll reach down and we can just pull it up on the threads. Picked a little bit of grit up there from the inside. Never mind, that will all clean out. That's not in there straight. The best laid plans and all that. This would go together so easily. See why they're in there so tightly, because everything's coming apart together. look, that's come out. Let's get you back in there. Right, that's gone right in at the bottom. Yet another three-handed job. Hang on. Alright, let's try that. We've got some support under it now. Okay, that'll do. Doesn't have to be perfect. See, that third hand made all the difference. I need an apprentice. And that finds the thing at the bottom easily enough. I don't know what that welded in sort of washer as a guide was for. Right, that's close enough. Okay. Now then, let me put that in, for which I'll have to take... Hang on. I'm moving you. The cross piece I put in to hold everything from flexing too much. Alright, let me do that. I'll bring you back. Alright, you can all stop shouting and yelling now. I've put them on back to front, haven't I? They so look, you know, you'd think this should go on that way, not pointing backwards. And of course, that's why this is... Oh dear, oh dear. Alright, next problem. That won't go on there. So, I measured from there to there, it's 4 3/4. From there to there, it's 4 1/2. I got the other one out. From there to there, it's 4 3/4. Got the other forks out. From there to there, it's 4 3/4. Oh, hold on, I'm wanted. Alright, that was Steam Shop. And in fact now is a couple of hours later, because I went and had lunch with him and took the barrels along and set that in motion. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of mechanical advantage and spread these 1/4 inch. I'm just putting a bit of cloth on here because I don't want to get too much muck and stuff on this nice clean finish, although I'll have to give it a bit of a wash down before I can... There. Now I can press that there and still get it, the other bit to measure it. Okay. Actually, years ago I welded a socket in there so I can put this on. I'm saying that, can you see that? Yeah. Right, so let's almost there. Of course this is going to spring back, so we'll have to keep doing this a little bit. Right. That's saying 4 7/8. See, that's gone right back to 4 1/2. Maybe try right out at the very end. I think that's probably what I'll have to do. Yeah, it's gone. Felt that go right back. Yeah, still 4 1/2. All right. That's just about sprung all the way back as well. Yeah, it's maybe gone a 16th. Hey man, how the hell did these manage to get so far out? I didn't feel these spring when we took them apart. I wonder if it would be, although this, see, this is definitely wrong. Because as I say, I measured the other ones and they're all 4 3/4. Oh God. Right at the very end. Yeah. Might have to apply a little bit of heat here. See, the thing is, I want to spring these equally. Let me give this some thought. Right, I've got the jack in there. I've got these spread so they're slightly more than 4 3/4 because it just struck me that these have got to be able to pivot, so they've got to be enough of a fit there. In fact, let's just check something. Oh, where have I put the tape measure now? I've just been measuring, there it is. So the total thickness of these is 2 inches. Yeah, and that's barely 2 inches there. So I've also put a rod through here so that I know they're lined up. And I've just had a rod through there. This isn't it, but they're basically lined up. 12.5 inches to the top of that. Twelve and a half to the top of that. Because my worry is, of course, that it's not so much they're bent inwards as they're maybe bent one or the other. But this, well, as you saw, this tube just does not. Right on cue. This tube does not want to bend. It's really big. I mean, it's 1 3/4 inch diameter. So what I've done, as I say, I've got some pressure on there. I've got it opened out to just a little bit more than 4 3/4. So now I'm going to get the torch out and we're going to do, where do you think? Should I heat it up here on both sides? You know, we're going to do the flame straightening thing. Can I get it to bend there like that, or get it to bend further down? Let me get the torch out and I'll think about it while I'm getting the stuff ready. Right, I'm going to heat them at the top because obviously the further away from down there, the less movement I need here. Okay, because it'll obviously be exaggerated down there. So I'm just going to use the large welded tip, not the rosebud. Right, let that cool down completely, so I'll turn you off while it's cooling. Just been thinking, that probably wasn't a good place to do it because I've got these plates here, haven't I? So let's try it further down because it's virtually cooled down, nothing seems to have moved. Yeah, why didn't I think about those strengthening plates there? There's a little bit of stuff in there, look, we didn't catch. Right, let's see if that will do any better. Alright, that's cooled down. Actually, I can fit the forks into the blasting cabinet, so while that's been cooling I got the other forks out. I thought I'm not going to waste time with these, I'll just clean up the other ones, I'll sandblast the other ones and get them ready. But let's see. Oh, they seem to unscrew a lot quicker. I'll make sure they are completely out of the way. Rod's still fine in there. Actually 4 13/16. Let's see if that's still warm. Can you still see there? Yep. Ta-da! Well, well, well. All right, let me switch you off a moment. All right, I'm back. I just wanted to put the oxyacetylene out of the way. I think these are the right bolts for this. There's one. Let's see if these things are still all lined up. Da, da, da. Yes! You're still in view. Yep. That should go in there and in there. And for that we need once we got these in. Come on, there must be some more of you. Nope, that's not long enough. Looks about it, I think. Yep. That's it. Right. We only need one. Let me move some things. Right. So that goes up on there like that. Come on now. I haven't got the flat. This has flats. We're not at the flats. Hang on. There we go. There's the flats for that. I wipe my hands. As I say, I don't want to dirty up the muck and grease on this nice clean finish here. I think that will just go on there. Alright, that's how it'll be with a pair of wheels. Actually, that's a little bit high, but if it's the same high each end, which it is, sorry, I guess it's 13 inches. Yeah, that's where I slipped up. I forgot to take the thickness of the wood into. Yeah, that's 13. That's alright. As long as they're the same, or out the same both ends, then the angle everything is going to be at will be right. Now then, let me move you. You know what? I don't think I need to weld anything on. See, look, here's the ones that came off. That goes on there. And on this side there's a long piece that goes to that. And on the other side, there isn't this long piece, the tab's more here. And it just goes straight on. But as you can see, I've got two really good solid mounting points. I can make bolt-on plates. And then I don't have to touch the frame at all. And you know I like to leave things like this. Well, no, that's true. I completely cut BSA frames to bit, don't I? But this is a Greeves. That would make it a lot easier. I'll just make a nice 1/4 inch plate. It'll have a piece there, the right diameter to go over that. I'll make it exactly the same as that, so it's bolted up to there. And then make that like that on both sides. And then just put my hanger on that. I could have painted this. Bugger. But then, of course, I'd have got it painted and found that the forks didn't fit. And that would have annoyed me. So, I'm going to paint this on Saturday. Yes, I'll get the xylene tomorrow. Well, at least I found things fit. Alright. I'm waffling, but I think that's the way to go. Actually, we'll make those plates up. So I've got to get this pulled through till it's right on the other side. And then we can make them. There, that's bolted on the way it would go. Basically, as you know, I want them just behind the swinging arm point and just below. And that actually, as we know, this is about 1 inch higher than it should be. So you look, 14 inches. I want it to be about 13. So they've got it about where I would normally put it, maybe slightly back. So actually I'm wondering if I shouldn't just, again, I don't really want to cut these up because these are genuine Greeves. No, I'll cut a couple of plates just to come back. That'll work. Well, it was looking bad to start with, but it's perked up now. So let me look at this a little bit more, and then we'll cut some plate. And so we've got to, as I say, we've got to make that piece there, little spacer there, and also this piece back here, just to. Yeah, I've got to give this some more thought. I can move that back a little bit. I want it a little bit further back than that. I do like to have them behind, below and behind, but that's about, in fact, I'm racing against the battery running out in a minute. I want it about there. Very good. Alright, let's see if we can get these footrest mounts made. Got my footrest. as I was saying about this, the actual hanger doesn't go on straight, it has to go on at an angle so the footrest is flat. So first thing I did was I turned up a little piece here to replicate that. I'll actually put it on back to front because I've chamfered one side for when I weld it on. It's going to be on this side. Then made myself a little cardboard template. Right, so it's going to mount there and there. And I decided, I was looking at various thicknesses, I think an 1/8 will do because it's very small, the plate, and it's not as if it's going to be sticking out here with a lot of pressure put on it. It's going to be here, so it's going to be mounted right there and there. So from the cardboard template I made up one of these. Which way is it going? That way. I'm probably going to shape the that a little bit more, I don't know. So that is going to go on there like thusly. Now we actually have to put a bend in this because the original one has a bend in it and I didn't want it to come out too far on the spacer because of the way it hangs on the bolt. Keep it all as close in as we can and then there's less bending moments. So that has got to go, we're going to make a piece to go in there and then our footrest, you see, is going to go on right like that. Then there we are, then there we are behind that and below it. And as I say, that's going to be supported there. And that is going to be level. Everything's good there. So what we need now is a bend in this. About there like that, then we'll have to bend it again the other way. So let me go and stick a bend in that. So actually we'll put the first bend in and then we'll see where the second bend is going to go. Alright, there's the first bend. So that is going to go on there like thusly. So the next bend wants to be there. Yes. So now we bend that back that way a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'll bring the welder over here. I'll bolt all this on. I'll make the piece for in the back of here. What we're going to do with that is, oh, the other one's still on there. I'm going to put a piece of round stock here that will weld onto the back of this. But we're going to thread it. We're going to drill it and thread it so we can put a bolt in from the back. So I don't want to have to put a long bolt through. So that should be alright. So let me go and do the second bend. Right, second bend. That's going to go on like thusly. And then that's going to go on there. And that is 14 and a bit inches, which is just the same as what we've got the what's its name set at, the wheel spindles. So when that goes on, its marks there, down flush with that, that'll be exactly right, just behind and below. Okay, I've got to bend this slightly more. I haven't got the two bends at exactly the same angle, so it's off there a little bit. So let me do that, and then I'll bring the welder over. I've welded that onto there, and then I measured that, and it was 7/16. So I've turned up a 7/16 piece, drilled it, tapped it. So I might have to take a little tiny bit of the bronze off. I'm not sure if this will fit there. I want it as big a support as possible. Now it goes on. Right, so that goes on there like that. And that, excuse my hat, goes there like that. And I've got to get in behind there and weld that. Alright. So let me do that, because there'll be a bit of finagle in there. Right, I had to lay this on its side to get in at the back to bronze that in situ. So let me stand this back up, finish what I was doing, and then we'll get the footrest hanger on this side. Right, well, last job for the week. So there's that on there. I bronzed it on actually, so they're both ready. So that goes on there like thus. And somewhere there's a bolt, there it is. Somewhere there's a bolt for it. That goes on there, like that. And then here, the bolt. Back of there. On there, tight. And that on there, tight. Now, all we need to do, shall we get really technical? Hold on a second. This is overkill and more or less pointless, because we don't know that the bike is exactly level, but we'll stick that on. Right, so that is going to go on there. About level. that is going to go on there like that. So take that out. Well, I'm doing these things, but you can't see me, but you will in a minute. And see, I'm still here. Actually, I had a bit of an unpleasantness last. Did I tell you that? Oh, a while ago, a few weeks ago, according to my doctor, because I just happened to be there getting the results from my sort of annual blood chemistry, that I must have passed a kidney stone. Because I was sitting, and I started to get a backache, and I thought, oh, and funnily enough, I'd been riding. Can't get out that bit. And backache got worse and worse, but then it was right in my kidney, my right hand side. And then it started to move round from the back, sort of around my rib, not my rib, my hip, down the front towards my groin. It was so painful. I was upstairs. I went down to Linda and I said, I think we're going to go to the hospital. And I was sweating like a bull. And then it started to ease, and then it just went completely. Oh, look, that was tight enough. Damn. So anyway, last night, I'm just there reading, and funny enough, I'd been out riding again, and I started to get back pain, and then I thought, oh, I know what this is. Sure enough, it got worse and worse. I started to sweat, and the next thing, I've got this terrible pain. And it's just like last time, only this time, after it more or less passed, I suddenly started to get the pain again, my kidney, and it was, so if that first one was me passing a kidney stone, then I think I went through about 3 of them last night. Hour and a half of intense pain. The thing is, if I'm passing them out of my kidney into my bladder, why aren't I passing them out of my bladder? Alright, that's good enough. Let's just tack this and then make sure we've put it in the right place. So let me, just cover your eyes. This will only take a minute. So yes, I was reading up on it and I thought to myself, well, hang on, if they're coming out of my kidney and getting into my bladder, why aren't I passing them? Because as I was just going to say, the doctor said to me that, oh, you know, did you have blood in your urine? I said, no. And I didn't last night either. So I hope I'm not building up this huge, great pile of rocks in my bladder. Finish the week as we started. Let's remember to put the earth back on here. Alright, you still with me? You said you wanted to see everything. Eyes. One bit there. Eyes again. All right. So as most of you know from the what YouTube tells me about the age and everything of people that watch, getting old's a bugger, isn't it? I've probably seen a doctor more in the last couple of years than I have in the 70 years before that. Bugger, it moved. that's good enough. As I say, I'm not quite sure. This end will probably go down a bit. Anyway, that'll be alright. So I've got to weld that on, and then I've got to make one for the other side. Hang on, I'm going to open you out. And I'm going to make one for the other side. I'm not sure whether it will be identical on that side because the footrest mounting is in a different place, I think. But anyway, these footrests, do you know they're like $100 a pair? But the hangers come separately and they don't quite work. I've got to grind a little bit off. But anyway, that's that. So that's it for this week. As you saw, nothing arrived, so we'll keep our fingers crossed we get some stuff next week. And if not, I can at least get this painted. Oh, still haven't got any xylene. But anyway, that's it. So until next week, you all stay safe and enjoy yourselves.